This is an absolute crackpot of a Genshin Impact theory based on a possible complete misunderstanding of quantum physics, but bear with me here. This contains spoilers for Part 5 of the SUMERU Archon Quest, as well as I guess the entirety of Genshin's story currently available. This is also purely speculative, and everything I say should be taken with a grain of salt. So, forbidden knowledge is a false vacuum decay cognitohazard. Sounds like a mouthful. Let me explain. False vacuum decay is a complicated concept in quantum physics that I will try to condense down into a semi-understandable, very inaccurate nutshell. From the Big Bang to now, the fundamental constants of the universe aren't actually constant, which is kind of wild but not important. But they've been approaching the values they are now, and stabilizing. This stabilization is the result of the quantum fields reaching their lowest possible energy state. The idea of a false vacuum is that this lowest possible energy state isn't the lowest possible, just a possible low energy state, and that the vacuum can be vacuum-ier. False vacuum decay would be this lower vacuum state being reached, and the effects propagating across the universe. The fundamental constants of the universe would change, and it's possible that atoms will just cease to exist in the way they currently do. False vacuum decay is a very real end of the universe, or more of just a cosmic restructuring event. It would destroy us and everything we know, though. This is the Abyss, the epitome of forbidden knowledge, the truth at the center of Genshin Impact, and Teyvat as a whole. I'll get on to what this false vacuum of knowledge is in a second, but now I need to explain what a cognitohazard is. If you're in any way familiar with the SCP Foundation, a creepypasta-esque online archive of user-created anomalous objects, then you know what this means. But, in a gist, a cognitohazard is something that is dangerous to know or even just understand. And that is specifically what I want to highlight, that it's understanding of this fundamental concept that will cause you harm. The ultimate truth of Teyvat and the source of all forbidden knowledge is the Abyss. The Abyss being synonymous with the Void Realm, being equal to emptiness, the antithesis of all creation. The truth of this world is that Teyvat does not exist, which sounds extremely meta and fourth wall breaking, but bear with me. Dainsleif says of the Abyss, it is chaos and it is also destruction. It is a morass of inconceivable madness that encroaches upon this world's very foundation. The existence of the Abyss eats away at Teyvat, as it is Teyvat's opposite, its juxtaposition. The Abyss is the extension of the knowledge that Teyvat is fake, which sounds familiar, no? We've all heard a million times that the skies are fake. Ildatori even says it himself, that the skies being fake are related to the truth of this world. Of course, if he knew the entirety of the truth of this world, he would be consumed by it. The skies being fake are related to a whole bunch of narcissism and an ulterior motive, the Celestian thrones and a primordial one, and the Descenders as a whole. But I think an even bigger layer beyond that is that everything they fought over, the entire existence of the reality they invaded, is not real. I'm not saying Teyvat is a dream, but knowledge of being in a dream supposedly wakes you up. Unless you're adept at lucid dreaming, which is akin to being a descender in Teyvat. Knowledge of the shared dream would rip you out of said dream. Knowledge of the dream state is poisonous to those who physically can't wake up. Celestia, if we assume Celestia as an entity to be a descender, or at least just the heavenly principles, knows the truth of this world, but it doesn't and can't affect them. They actively resist its effects, which is why this false vacuum decay doesn't immediately overwhelm the entirety of Teyvat. Also, I didn't know where to put this, but the Abyss sibling being a part of this world means they can't understand the truth of this world without destroying themselves, which is why they want us to find it, because we're now the only part left of the pairing that is technically a descender, and the knowledge wouldn't damage us. I'm still really confused as to how they managed to tie their fate to the world, though. So, to close off this ramble, simply knowing or hinting at this fact isn't enough to fully affect you, or everyone else who hears the words "the sky is fake" would dissolve. It's complete understanding of this fundamental concept that is damaging. If you fully understand this, you can't just ignore it, because it fully consumes you. Your mind and body and very existence understands and believes this concept, hence it being a cognitohazard. Knowledge that Teyvat is non-existent actively deletes itself and causes itself to be true. Also, a crackpot theory within a crackpot theory, the Tsaritsa of Snezhnaya is some sort of descender who wants to create a new world because she knows Teyvat is crumbling under the fact it doesn't exist. This new world theoretically, we'll be free from erosion. That, or she's figured out a way to understand the truth of this world without fully understanding it. Realizing that full understanding would cause another cataclysm. The Futui is basically the SCP Foundation at this point, and the Torii actually knows what he's talking about when he says that the false sky is related to the truth of this world. I wrote and edited this while half asleep because I haven't gotten a solid night of sleep after finishing Act 5 to SUMERU Archon Quest because I can't stop thinking about this, and I guess it really shows, but oh my god, it's the implications, and I can't wait to hear about all the Descenders from people who know so much more than I could ever hope to, so yeah. I enter the world of Genshin Lore troopers with a sleep-deprived ramble. Who'd have thought? Cheers for watching this far, I guess. I repeat that this is all just speculation and grasping at straws from a poet who has drunken too many cans of energy drinks. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and an even more wonderful tomorrow. This is Apollyon passing out.